Good morning, everyone. This is Marty Harger, and this is my final segment on the Chakra series and the ideas of what doTERRA essential oils could be beneficial, as well as other tools to help you bring various chakras into balance if you are feeling that they are sensing that they are out of whack, for lack of a better word. So today we're going to be focusing on the crown chakra, the seventh chakra, and excuse my Sanskrit, but I'm going to try this one, Saharara, and I have heard that pronounced multiple ways, so I'm probably never going to say it again in this video. But please let me know how you pronounce it, and you can share that with me on this page. The reason that I want to talk about this chakra is I think it's one that calls out to all of us at this time in our universe to connect with our divine purpose, to discover what our purpose is. And this is a word that you may be hearing frequently in the public arena, in the media and in social media. What is our purpose? What do we stand for? What are we connecting to? And so the color of the crown chakra is, generally speaking, purple, but it can also be white. So you can see I have some white flowers. They're actually in a purple vase, which you probably can't even see. But this is located at the top of the head and energy projecting upward. And it is the chakra that is focused in spirituality, in our self-knowledge, connecting us to our higher self, our connection to spirit, and our connection to our purpose. So this is about dialing into our divine wisdom, to find bliss, to find our universal consciousness, and tying us in to not just our own thinking, but our world, our community, our nation, really helping us understand the universal nature of man and coming at this with grace and peace and understanding. If those words seem like really far away from where you are today, that's fine. Hopefully some of the ideas I'm going to be talking about are going to be beneficial for you to ultimately bring you to happiness and joy. And so when we are balanced in the seventh chakra, we are feeling at peace with ourselves and with the world. We are living our purpose. We are feeling present in the moment. And we are finding true happiness and bliss in each moment of each day. Now, again, that may feel ideal to all of you. And so there's some wonderful tools and ideas of how we can incorporate the doTERRA oils into our yoga practice to help bring us more into that space more often, to connect to our divine purpose. Now, when we have excessive amounts of connection in the seventh chakra, we're actually in a place where we're often frustrated. There's a lot of energy up in the head. We can feel depressed. We can have a very high and low, hot and cold, almost a manic personality going on. So if you see people that are in that place where they're rapidly shifting, yes, no, and I can think of a couple of examples of that in our public arena. But what we find when there's excessive amount of seventh chakra energy or it's misdirected, it can feel like constant frustration. The essential oils can be beneficial to help calm that, or in the opposite situation where we have a deficiency in seventh chakra energy, we're feeling hopeless or without joy. We feel that we don't have a purpose, that we lack inspiration, or maybe we're just feeling incredibly stuck or overwhelmed. We're feeling helpless. We're feeling hopeless. And those extremes are what we want to balance when we come into balance in the seventh chakra. So I'm going to give you an example of something that I do that helps me. Now, I've already talked about the use of color in some of my past talks, and I've got a little purple in my earrings. I've got a little purple in my necklace. I have a little purple in my yoga outfit. But white is also a color that is definitely associated with seventh chakra. And for some of you in your yoga practice, you may dress all in white, for instance, as your connection to your spiritual purpose or your divine knowledge, your divine wisdom, and the divine wisdom. But I do want to say that one of the things that I find as a beautiful place for connection to that type of energy, that seventh chakra energy, is actually in nature. And as we move into the month of July, here in the United States, in the Northern Hemisphere, we're outdoors more. And this is a beautiful time to find a reason to get out into the forest. And I say this because I think that the forest is one of the places where we can connect most cleanly and most purposefully to our purpose. And if we use the forest as a place of meditation and deep spiritual discovery, you may find that it is one of the most balancing environments for the seventh chakra, the crown chakra, and discovering your divine purpose. You can accompany that with some of the beautiful essential oils that are of some of the highest vibration that we have available in doTERRA. And one of my favorites is actually to use helichrysum. You know, some of us hoard our helichrysum. It's kind of expensive, so we're like, oh, I don't know if I want to use it. But I'm telling you, if you open up this beautiful, wild crafted essential oil, this is found in nature. You can't grow helichrysum as far as I know. It has to be harvested, and it is such a beautiful aroma. It is a healing oil. It is an oil that is super beneficial to all that we are. And I love using that. I like to combine it actually with frankincense. And even though, again, this may be a precious combination, if you think about the oils that we use for meditation to deepen our connection to our spiritual selves, we can also look at things like sandalwood and the beautiful Hawaiian sandalwood that doTERRA is now beginning to grow. And several decades down the road, we're going to all be able to see more and more of that Hawaiian sandalwood. In fact, for some of you involved in doTERRA now, you know that you have an opportunity to share the essential oils with other people and earn a trip to go discover the new sandalwood farm that doTERRA has put in Hawaii. That will be, it's fantastic to see. I had a chance to see it last year. Back to spiritual purpose, back to crown chakra. Sandalwood essential oil, deeply grounding, soft, gentle, but yet connecting. And sandalwood is an oil that we know is used in incense. It's been used in spiritual practice along with frankincense and some of these other oils. I like to also look at Melissa essential oil. It is, again, one of those ones sometimes we hang on to. We're afraid to use it because we think, oh, it's very expensive. But I'll tell you a great way to use this. I may have shown you this before, but you take the Melissa bottle and your thumb, I learned this from Dr. Susan Lawton, and you tip it upside down and you take that little bit of essential oil and put it right on the roof of your mouth, which goes on into the pineal gland, goes on into the source of your connection, the source of all things in balance in the body. So those are some great choices. You can also look at things like wintergreen, sandalwood, and one of my favorites in the touch version is the neroli. Neroli is actually a beautiful oil for spiritual connection, and it makes a lovely perfume. So sweet, so pretty, and you can combine them together. So certainly making your own little blend of some of these oils, combining neroli with helichrysum and maybe a little bit of Melissa and some fractionated coconut oil might make a beautiful blend or combination for seventh chakra balancing. Now, when we talk about the blends that doTERRA has already created for us that will be beneficial to incorporate into your yoga practice in crown chakra balance is number one, I guess I would say, is Immortelle. Immortelle is the combination of essential oils that really represents all of those high vibrational oils. It has things like rose, frankincense, jasmine, sandalwood. It is a beautiful oil to use as the anti-aging blend on your skin, but it's also a great oil blend to use for meditation, to use for affirmation when you're going through affirmations for yourself, just putting a little bit on your hands, and you can then dip a bit for the third eye, and certainly inhaling the Immortelle is an excellent choice. I love this one. I actually put this on every night, and I think it helps with peaceful dreaming. Speaking of peace, that's one of my other favorite blends that doTERRA uses or has created for us that's great for crown chakra balance. And one that you may not think of, two that you may not think of that kind of, in some of the research I was doing for these little talks, I discovered that somehow suggests the Purify blend. And I thought, now why would that be? But it's a cleansing blend. So if we have excessive crown chakra energy, that high-low, the depression, the frustrated constantly, what does Purify do? It moves things along. It clears out stuff we don't need. So this is actually a great blend to apply topically. One of my first experiences with this was someone who was using this in a massage for me, which I thought was really interesting. So Purify can be a very inexpensive but effective oil to help in balancing the seventh chakra and getting us connected to our divine purpose. It clears out all of the clutter in our mind of I can't, I don't want to, or I'm not able to. And it lets us get standing in I know I can do this. I understand I can do this, which, by the way, are some of the affirmation words that we want to be using. We want to be incorporating words that are related to, sort of think about this part of the head, if you will. I understand that I have a connection to divine love. I know that I live my purpose. I know my purpose is to whatever. I know, etc. So I know, I understand. These are phrases that you can use as you're incorporating the oils and blends and inhaling them, saying those affirmations out loud or to yourself that are related to bringing proper balance into the seventh chakra. So these are some beautiful oils for meditation. And the purpose is really where we're asking for more understanding. We're asking for help in defining what our purpose is, clearing the path for it. I think this is a time of much confusion in our world, and getting quiet is kind of a number one goal for most of us right now. The silence helps bring balance back into this chakra. So as you take in this information today, maybe you want to incorporate some sound healing with this. Maybe you want to incorporate the use of crystal bowls or Tibetan bowls. Those are beautiful tools. I have a few of them myself. And, a way to just kind of tune in, literally, tune in. That's a great way to think of it. Tuning in with the oils, tuning into your connection to spirit, to divine purpose, to wisdom, and allowing yourself to get these different sensory stimulus, to get the color, to get, color with the flowers, to be out in nature, to quiet the mind, to incorporate the essential oils, to bring in affirmation, to really enhance that with sound. So now we have sound, we have touch, we have smell, we have sight. We can incorporate all of our senses into the balance of chakras. When we're looking at our yoga practice, the Nadi Shodhana, where we're doing alternative nostril breathing, is probably one of the most highly recommended practices in pranayama for balancing seventh chakra. And in an asana practice, some of the things might be slightly obvious, but anything involving the top of the head, so headstands are always great, but also things like plow pose, where we're bringing more energy in this direction, any seated forward bending, seated meditation posture, where we're connecting and thinking about the connection of our divine energy. So as we are looking at these ideas for balancing the crown chakra, I hope that this, as the seventh in my 7-part series, has been interesting and helpful, giving you some ideas for your own personal practice, as well as ideas that you can incorporate with the doTERRA essential oils into your classes and workshops if you're someone who is leading those as a yoga instructor or a studio owner. These ideas, along with the ones that are in the Essential Yoga Program book, are designed to really help you bring the true value of quieting your mind, incorporating sensory stimulus from the essential oils, both the physical and emotional benefits, and bringing those into your yoga practice so that, however that looks for you, so that you can really deepen and enhance the practice experience each day that you are practicing. So these concepts and many, many more along these lines or in other areas of yoga practice are available to you not only through the Essential Yoga Program book, but if you're not aware, I have a really fantastic online training program called the Essential Yoga Academy. And it's specifically designed for people who want to expand the use of these workshops to share the oils with other people and build their doTERRA business, or perhaps just literally share the oils with other ideas. I offer all different types of workshops and different ways to incorporate the oils in classes and workshops with suggestions on specific ways to market these services. And if you'd like to know more about the Essential Yoga Academy, I hope that you'll check out my website, which is martyharger.com, martyharger.com. And on my website, you can check out the Essential Yoga Program book, the Essential Yoga Academy, or please feel free to send me a message on this Facebook page or my personal page, and I'd love to get back to you to talk about your interests and my suggestion of what might be most beneficial for you at this point in your yoga journey. So I thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to coming back to speak with you next week about some other ideas. In the meantime, I wish you a beautiful close to the end of the month, and I hope you've enjoyed this chakra series. Thanks, everybody. Namaste.